Glam today, ladies. I've got a makeup, no makeup day. I'm very casual in a sweatshirt because I'm getting ready to put up hurricane shutters before Milton hits East Central Florida. Today I have three brand new Gabors. I have them in three different colors. These are all from the designer series, meaning that they have the true to life fibers. If you're not familiar with Gabor, it falls under Hair You Wear, the same makers as the Raquel Welch wigs. The designer series in Gabor all have the same fibers, true to life, as we find in Gabor. The fit on Gabor, I feel that they fit on the average large. I always have to cinch them in order to accommodate my 21.5-inch circumference. I have hair and I wear a wig grip. So please bear that in mind. These do run, probably will fit a 22 or a 22 and a half. I'd like to thank Frannie's Hair for sending me one of these styles. I purchased the other two. The link to all three styles will be listed down below for you in the description box. I will be leaving timestamps for you in case you want to see one style and not the other. All right, let's start out with Keep It Classy. Keep It Classy probably has the lowest price point because all we have here is an extended lace front, and the rest is going to be a basic cap. We have felt covered ear tabs. We have an extended nape with Velcro adjusters, and you could see how much I cinched it in. This is the fourth time I am recording this video, so I already know that it's cinched in, but I haven't done anything to the wigs. And I had some recording issues before. You see, I haven't done anything to the wigs, so nobody could say that I messed with the wigs. All right. Keep it classy. The first thing I want to mention is that if you are someone that wears Gabor often, or you wear wigs with the true to life fibers from Raquel Welch or this designer series, you know that the fibers are usually really nice, soft, and silky. They are not soft and silky on Keep It Classy. I feel them to be very dry and a little stiff. Not as I don't know, just different than what I'm used to in Gabor. This one fits me fine. Here is the ear tab and my very low hairline. Lots and lots of permatease because this is a basic cap, so I can feel those little hairs, those little fibers, kind of. I can feel them there. I don't know how this would look without a root. If you are someone that loves volume, you're going to love it because you're certainly going to be able to get volume here. If you are someone that does not like any permatease at all, please look for another style because this has lots of permatease. Lots of layers. While we have while we have an abundance of permatease, we have very light density. Keep It Classy weighs 2.5 ounces, so you know it's very light. Lots and lots of little layers here, so you can spike it up, you could sleek it down, whatever you prefer. The front is 4.5 inches. If you want to add some bang, since these are heat-friendly fibers, you can certainly train them to have the bang. If you want to just wear it off your face, as you can see, the fibers just stay there. I'm not doing anything to it. I haven't added any type of products. The sides are, what are the sides? The sides are 3.5, so you can tuck it if you like, or you can wear them down to the side. It's your preference. The nape, we've got a good coverage here. We have 2.75 inches. So even someone with a low hairline, as I do, you should have good coverage. Mine is in the color Shaded Ice Latte Macchiato. This color is 1723 SS, so a little bit darker than Shaded Biscuit, which we find in both the designer series as well as in Raquel Welch. The 17 is going to be a darker color than a darker blonde than what we find on Shaded Biscuit. The color does seem a little bit different than other Shaded Ice Latte Macchiato that I've had. It almost appears not to have so much of the dimension as I'm used to seeing. This is a cool color. It's highlighted with that cool blonde. And then we have a medium brown root. All right, now we're moving on to front cover. Front cover is the longest one in this collection. On front cover, we have an extended lace front. We have a full mono top that has the additional material on it, the additional mesh. I know some wearers have asked me, some viewers have asked me to make note of it. So this one does have it. And I looked at the knotting and it is double knot instead of the single knot. Something else some viewers wanted me to start pointing out. We have a felt covered ear tabs. We have an extended nape with Velcro adjusters. And I believe that the difference in the knotting is if you have single knotting, it just falls a little bit nicer and looks, the appearance is more natural than when we have the clusters of knotting. All right, I'm going to slip this one on in SS Sangria. All right, I'll tell you what I'm seeing right off the bat here. It almost seems as if, unless I have a fluke on here, the fibers almost appear to be sewn going forward. And that's why it's falling this way. Unless that's the way they meant the style to be. But if you wanted it off your face, then it would need some training. See the lace front, how narrow that lace front is, and the fibers come almost all the way to the ends. We have the lighter fibers on the front, which is nice that they added, but that lace front is very narrow. The fibers are sewn very close to the edge and the fibers fall forward. The solution would be to apply some steam in order to train those fibers off the face. Because we have that monofilament top, we can part it anywhere we like. Doesn't appear to be dense. The front and the crown are 14 3/4 inches. The sides are 12 1/2 inches. The back is 13 3/4 inches, and the nape is 11 3/4. Front cover weighs 6.3 ounces. What does that tell us? It tells us that the density is relatively high. We have permatease right around the monofilament. We have permatease all around the crown area. It's not pillowy, but the permatease is there. If you are someone that totally does not want any permatease at all, you may want to consider another style. If you are someone that prefers a little bit of permatease because you want that volume at the crown, you want a little bit of height, then you'll like it. But it is there. As I mentioned, the density, I would say it leans on the higher end of average. This front is about 14, it's 14 3/4 inches. I know I gave you the measurement, but I want to point it out that we're not going to have face framing layers here. We're going to have a really long piece. The color SS Sangria. I've had this color before, and I've also, in some videos a few years ago, I compared it to Deepest Ruby from Raquel Welch, and they've always been quite similar. Usually with reds, we usually have warm reds because they have yellow or they have orange undertones. With Deepest Ruby and with SS Sangria, we have a cool red because the undertones are going to be purple or blue. However, this SS Sangria appears to be a little different to me. While we still have that coolness, I feel that there are some highlights here that lean a little coppery, like a copper red. And I want to point that out in case you are someone that usually wears SS Sangria. This color appears to have changed a bit in that sense of that copper, and also on the root. I feel the root is quite dark. I don't remember the root being so dark. This appears to be, I don't, the specs do not provide the color of the root, but that appears to me to be maybe a 4. It appears quite dark. The fibers, unlike the first one that I showed, that the fibers felt dry, these feel nice and silky. I don't have the coverage here that I did with Keep It Classy. I have an 11.5 inch from ear to ear, and these fall a little bit high. So if you have a larger than an 11.5 inches, like as I do, I just want to make you aware that they may fit a little higher. On the front to back, I have 12.5 inches and it fits me fine. My circumference is 21.5, fits me fine. I have to cinch it in, but I want to make you aware. And we also have permatease, plenty of permatease. Lots of permatease at the nape. I can't stress that enough. I just felt it right now. All the way up to probably to about half. I could feel all the permatease down there. Again, I'm not trying to be critical, but I do want to make you aware because there are many wearers that don't like it. Or some do, and they want to know, hey, I want that style because it has lots of permatease. You know, it could go either way. The last one that I have for you is Glam Era. Please be aware, the specs that I received for these styles stated that Glam Era had a full mono top. I don't know if it'll go on the website that way, but that is incorrect. The descriptions on every retailer's website goes directly from the manufacturer to the retailer. There's no one sitting there entering this information. It's transmitted electronically actually during the night. So if Hair You Wear, the makers of Gabor, transmitted saying that it's a full mono top, it's incorrect. On Glam Era, we have an extended lace front and we have a center part. Felt covered ear tabs, an extended nape with Velcro adjusters. Mine is in the color Shaded Hazelnut. Glam Era. This appears to be very similar to Cruise Control from Raquel Welch that I reviewed last week, I think it was. The difference is that with Cruise Control, we're going to have a partially hand-tied cap. We have a full mono top, if I remember correctly. And we have, it's a little bit fuller. We have a little bit higher density on Cruise Control. On Glam Era, we have a very light density. Glam Era weighs 4.5 ounces. So if you want to tuck it, you can certainly tuck it. The permatease is minimal. We have some permatease, but just a little bit of permatease to give it this form, but not an abundance by any means. We do have a little bit of permatease at the nape, but once again, it doesn't feel as if it's an abundance. The front and the crown on Glam Era is 10.5 inches. The sides are 8.25 inches. We have a few layers here. The back is 8.5 inches and the nape is 4.25 inches. I think it is a really pretty style. It reminds me a lot of On Point from Raquel Welch. The difference is going to be that with On Point, we're going to have an angled bob. And on Glam Era, it's going to be more the same length. And yes, On Point has a center part as well. Let me show you the lace front. We have some of the lighter fibers on the front. And we also have a narrow lace front. The fibers feel really nice and light and wispy. But yeah, I love these bobs, so I may be partial to it because I really like this. Here's what I'm not real happy with. I have worn lots of shaded hazelnut from both Raquel Welch and the Gabor Designer Series. Just like I found with SS Sangria, I feel this color is a bit different. And why am I pointing it out? Because if you are a wearer of shaded hazelnut from either brand, you're going to, I want you to be aware that there's going to be a difference. The first difference is that root. That root almost appears to be almost black. It appears to be a 2 or a 4. The manufacturer doesn't provide the color code for the root, but I want you to be really aware of that. Those of you that are familiar with mocha with cream from Beltress, you know that I think it's a 2B, I think is the root on mocha with cream. This appears to be the same. If I'm remembering correctly, shaded hazelnut never had this really dark root. Maybe I'm mistaken, and if I am, please leave me a comment saying, Marlene, you are so wrong. And I'm okay with that. The other difference that I found that on shaded hazelnut in the past, the color code is 829 on shaded hazelnut. Medium brown base, which is the 8. This one appears to be a little bit darker. The other difference is the 29, that's right next to a 30, which is your auburn. And in shaded hazelnut, the highlights were always maybe a light auburn or a caramel color. They were more reddish. These appear to be a little bit more golden. They don't seem... I really want to make you aware of that because the last thing that I want is for you to order this color and to be totally disappointed. Now, if you prefer a dark brunette highlighted with golden type highlights, maybe even coppery, I don't even think they're coppery. They look golden. Then you'll love it. Have good coverage. Here's the ear tab. My very low hairline. Overall, out of the 3 of them, this is the one that I think is perfect. I know that not every wearer likes the center part. I think this style probably they would have done better if it would have had either a full mono top or even a left part. But a center part, some wearers love it like I do, and some just don't want anything to do with it. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you spending this time with me. Please let me know what you think about these styles. If you have any of them, if you have any of these colors and you think I may be mistaken, or if you see them a different way, let me know because, you know, I learn from you as well. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Oh, and my Florida friends, if you're watching this on day of upload, please be safe.